to Stress Less with me, Jess. Today, my special guest is Heidi Bee. Hello, Heidi.
Hi, Jess. Hey, everybody.
I'm so excited to be on here. I was on your podcast, which was super awesome. So exciting. And we connected, through networking and stuff. And we just had such a really great conversation that I feel that your message should be brought over here as well, whether it's, relationship or even just being an entrepreneur. So let's
Yeah.
talk about who you are.
Oh my
So
gosh.
you are a divorce certified coach planner. Tell me, I know it makes sense, but tell me in your own words exactly what you do.
Yeah, it's really fun. I merged what I used to do with what I'm really passionate about doing. So I used to be in the world of event planning for over 16 years, planning corporate incentive trips all over the globe. That takes a high level of planning, execution, organization, strategy, all that fun stuff. I love it. And then in 2015, I actually went through my own divorce and didn't see it coming. I was climbing the corporate ladder, doing all the things, not realizing that that stress was creeping in one step at a time. You don't, a lot of times all this is unconscious and we just aren't even aware of it. Didn't take the time to slow down and see what was actually happening with inside myself, actually happening inside my marriage. And so as a result, divorce hits and I just kind of throw myself back into work. A couple years go by and stress is at an all-time max. I'm totally overwhelmed by everything going on in my life. Work is super distracting, but I want it to be because, I don't have any good healthy coping strategies at this point. And then I see an ad for life coaching. And I've always wanted to be in the world of supporting others, helping others through their own personal growth. But I thought, if I'm in this space of this darkness, how am I going to help other people get out of it? So instead of going into it like, I'm going to be a life coach, I went into it like, let's see if someone can actually teach me. This is a very skeptical thing, but remember where I was at the time. Let's see if somebody can actually teach me how to make adjustments in my life in a powerful way. And if it does work, then maybe I'll share it with some other people. Little did I know it was a 12-month program. Within 2 months, I had changed drastically. I had healed so many things about myself on the inside, not to mention food and body issues that I was having, stress issues that I was having, insecurities that I was just a total overhaul of life. And I thought, oh, my soul, if this is possible for me in 2 months, I cannot wait to see what's going to happen in the next 10 more months. And when I hit graduation, because we had a full blown graduation, all the things, I left that scene with not only a toolbox of transformation, but such deep embodiment after having done it with myself that I had no choice but to leave my 6-figure amazing job, jet setting around the world to share what I know with other people going through just deep change and transformation, that desire, that stress, all that I call that the funked upness. Being in the funked upness, like how to free the funk, get back into joy and find your alignment. So that's what I do in a nutshell. That was a long explanation.
No, it's great. And I think what you explained too is what a lot of people could probably really relate to is that when we go through life events, and especially stressful ones, especially ones that are super hard, we push ourselves through everything but, right? So we go, I'm going to go more into work. I'm going to go into more of helping somebody else. I'm going to go more into whatever, collecting this, unique thing, right? So we dive ourselves into everything but actually handling these feelings. And a lot of times what we also do is when I'm diving into work, I'm climbing up the corporate ladder, I'm ignoring these relationships because secretly somewhere inside me knows there's something that's not right, whether it's with me, which, we take your own accountability awareness, or just something with the relationship that I'm not providing, they're not providing, whatever the case may be. And so we do this whole avoidance game. And like you said, there's eventually a point where you start to see how it takes over your life, and it takes over our lives in different ways. But a lot of times we're really avoiding a lot of it. And it takes some time to go, oh, wait, what? Wait, I did that. Oh, okay, maybe, and so it's that take back. But I think what you said too is I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to prove them wrong that you can't fit me in your life coach. Like, what is this? Right. And so again, I think a lot of people look at it that way of what is this really going to do? I'm going to do a year and I'm going to have this whole transformation. Well, yeah. If you work on yourself on a daily basis, guess what's going to happen? And when you have someone holding your hand and holding you accountable, yes, things are going to happen, and things that you plan for and things that you don't plan for. And I just think it's so amazing. Like, If we interviewed you in 2015 and we said you're going to be a divorce plan certified coach, you're going to be like, no way in hell am I ever going to be a coach. Okay.
Yes,
And
yes.
say it in the coach,
That's why, honestly, Jessica, that's why I use the word planner, because not only does it marry like that planner part of my heart and soul, because I loved planning, but I think the coolest thing about planning events, but also planning for your life, is that if you take a strategic approach and you get the tools and process and organization in place for what that's going to look like, and you actually have a roadmap. So I know anytime I planned for an event, I had a roadmap for where I was going. And then there was this amazing outcome at the end, like, what? This thing is happening. But what I realized is that so many people plan for their one big day of their life, right? A wedding. But so many people do not plan for the next whole chapter of their life after this traumatic experience, this stressful experience, this overwhelming experience. But if we get the roadmap in place, which it is totally available, I didn't think it was. I didn't know where to find it. So I created it because I didn't have it. So I really think it's important that I think life coaching sometimes gets very convoluted these days. People don't know what they're getting. They don't know what that all means. And so I thought, you know what, if I call myself a divorce planner, it really aligns with having a plan in place to create your comeback. And we can have a comeback from our job, right? We can have a comeback from our finances. We can have a comeback from our physical body. We can have a comeback in our emotional bodies. So there's just so many ways that it's not just divorced people. That's just tends to be who I lean in towards because I went through that. But anywhere in your life where you want to create that comeback, it is possible with that roadmap and that plan. And I think it's just so much more of a powerful pivot for me to be in now than it was just calling myself a coach. Right. But at the end of the day, I'm definitely 100% certified and trauma informed coach.
Well, first of all, I think that last part is super clear, that certified trauma and coach, because trauma, we don't have time for it on the podcast today, but trauma, being certified in trauma is very, very key. So
Yes.
make sure if you're going to these coaches, which is fine, everyone has their own unique thing, nothing wrong with that. But if you're going there for a certain thing, specifically in that trauma realm,
Yes.
make sure they have that education, because trauma is very, very serious. So I just want to make that plug really quick.
Yes.
Going back to what you said, though, that comeback, yes, like you said, there's divorce comeback 110%, but there's so many other comebacks in our life. Whether before we came on here, you're talking about that business, being a business owner, and we were talking about even the fact that we need this validation. We need, we're doing okay. So maybe it's a business owner. Maybe it's a mom going, I lost all control of myself. I can't come back, things like that. I know specifically with me, I was working with my client last week and they had said this, they were talking about that they wanted that comeback and they used that word. I was like, yes, girl, let's do it. Let's start our plan there. Like, right. And so it was just a different kind of conversation, but you have this different light of, I'm going to show them. And just like you had to show your life coach. And that's fine if that's how you have to approach it, right? I'm going to show you wrong. Show me wrong then. That's fine. Show me wrong then. Yeah. And
what I didn't realize in that moment is I was actually talking to myself. I know that in hindsight now, but I was kind of like, when I was saying, prove it, we'll see. What I was really doing was talking to that insecure version of myself that was like, you prove it, Heidi. Let's see, Heidi. You going to show up for this, Heidi? I was really, and it took me 12 months to figure out that voice was actually talking to myself.
Oh, girl. Yes. And it's funny that you said that, because when I work with my clients, I'm very much, they're like, oh, well, I want this to happen. I want this to happen. I'm like, cool. So how are you going to bring it to you? Right. Taking back that control, taking back that accountability, that awareness. Sometimes we look for this external factor of, I want them to show me love. I want them to show up for me because of my insecurities or my voices. It's like, no, show your voices that love, show your voices that tender, that communication, whatever you need at that moment,
Yeah, that's right. I know that so much of, or not so much of what you do, but a lot of talks that you have on here are with business owners, right? And it's like, how do you show up for yourself and your business? I know starting out as an entrepreneur, one of the stickiest, trickiest places was going, who's going to help me? Who's going to help me? Especially when it hits like, oh my gosh, I'm the financial person. I'm the marketing person. I'm the podcast person. I'm the content person. I'm the course person. I'm the energy person. Wait, whoa. I thought I was just signing up to be with other people and change their lives. Like, little did I know, now I have like this whole nest of things that I'm sitting in. And so much of it is figuring out how to not let all of those things overwhelm you to a space where you just become paralyzed from your business,
Yeah.
right? I know that I have those days of like, am I going to keep going? Can I keep going? We've all had those moments, and it can be as simple as technology just doesn't work today. And all of a sudden you're like, fine, screw it. I'm done. I cannot carry on. I'm just going to shut it all down. Like, of course
Yeah.
we're not going to, especially for those of us who have found our deeper meaning and our purpose. But I always go back to, in those tough moments, my deeper why. Like, why are you doing this? Oh, it turns out I was a girl laying on the bathroom floor, bawling my eyes out day after day after day. And I didn't have a roadmap. I didn't have a plan. I didn't even know if joy was possible for me again. When I think about that version of me, like trying, like reaching out my hand to that girl, that gets me out of my funk every single time. I mean, it gets me choked up even thinking about that version of me. So, as an entrepreneur, it's always like, there's something bigger than myself here. What is it? How can I come back to that moment, that deeper why? I call it the why behind the try. Like, what's your why behind the try? And when I can do that, I can stop feeling sorry for myself. I can step out of the stress and just take it for what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, that deeper why. I mean, you could bring that to so many places. Like you said, we talk a lot to business owners, right? And that technology thing of not working is a real thing. Wanting to throw your laptop is a real thing. Just another little quick plug. It's a real thing. Wearing all those hats, yes, and not, yeah, it's that's a whole real thing in itself, right?
Yeah.
But that deeper why, right? And why am I showing up? Because there's no boss calling me to say that I'm late. There's no boss calling me to say, you have to get this done, or this is what you have to get done today, or et cetera, or whatever. That's all on you.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing when it comes to your own self-care. That's on you. You can talk to your bestie, you can talk to your husband, you can talk to, your work wife, whatever. At the end of the day, it's you showing up. You're the one that has to make the actions. You're the ones that have to learn those self-talks. That's you. Now, will
Yeah.
your tribe help you and support you and encourage you? 110%. You need those. But at the end of the day, you're the one getting yourself out of bed. You're the one taking that shower. And that's on you. And I think that's really big on that deeper why you keep mentioning.
Yeah. I also say to myself, and this is a question that I use with all my clients too. It's not a big secret, but I always say to myself, what do you need most right now? Like, what do you need most right now? And be honest with yourself and sit with it. And don't try to let the mind answer. Just try to slow down enough to get back into your body, hold presence, hold space for yourself. And there are tools to hold space for yourself and hear yourself at a louder level than all the noise that's happening around you, and go, what do I need most right now? And then the fun part is, you need to pause, take a time out, and actually give it to yourself. If it's those encouraging words, if it's that breath of fresh air, if it is taking a breath break, if it is whatever, taking a scream break, maybe we need a scream break. Whatever it is, like, what is it I need most right now? And a lot of times it's just, I need to believe in myself. I need to remind myself I am worthy enough. I need to remind myself, like, that their peace is available, right? Because it can feel so chaotic and so wild and so stressful. Like, peace is available to me, or I am available for is another phrase that I love to use. Like, what are you available for? I'm available for some calm right now. I'm available for some wealth right now. I'm available. Like, let the universe dance with you a little bit and stay curious around it.
I love that. That's really good. So for the person that's listening and they're writing down all the notes that you're saying, what is the best way for them to contact you?
Mm. I love playing on Instagram and TikTok. So at Your Divorce Planner is my favorite space. You can just go on there, hop on there. All the links and all the things are there.
I love that. So let's get to the next section. So the stress question is, what would your loved self tell your unloved self?
Oh my gosh. My loved self tell my unloved self. She would say, slow down. You are safe. You are loved. You are enough.
Oof,
Just slow down. You're safe. You're loved. You are enough.
I
Because
love
those
that.
are the things I forget a lot.
They're easy to forget.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love that. What is the one thing you want the listener to take away from today?
Mm. It's interesting because I have this card on my desk. I'm going to just actually show you. Sometimes I think the universe delivers us signs. Like this isn't what I was going to say, but I was looking at this card and I think it's really important. So I'll show you guys a picture in case you're watching anything virtually at some point. But it says choosing to have joy is not naively thinking that everything will be easy. It is courageously believing that there is still hope even when things get hard. And I had a woman who I mentored for a little while send me this card for my birthday. And it's the only one that I keep on my desk. I'm going to frame it someday. And it has butterflies, which is a sign of transformation, which is what I teach. And a lot of what I do is I teach people how to reclaim their joy. So I think that in reclaiming our joy, it's all about just owning who you are and showing up as who you are authentically. And if you're willing to still believe in hope, when things get hard, you'll be able to keep going.
I love this. We were just talking about this with my team and about the word hope and what it actually means and how we're using it in our marketing plan. And I just loved how you broke that down because it's very true. There's going to be hard times. There's always going to be hard times, right? And there's going to be good times. And finding the hope and the joy in between everything is really important. And it's very overlooked.
Yeah. Ooh, I want to talk to you about hope sometime. We'll have to do another podcast.
All right, twist my arm. Well, before I let you go, I told you there would be a lightning round. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
What is one subject you would like to learn more about?
What is one subject I would like to learn more about? Probably, honestly, this is going to sound so silly, but joy. I can never study enough about it. I really, really love studying that topic.
I love it. What is your go-to lazy dinner?
Ooh, go-to lazy dinner. The first thing that's coming to mind is just pizza. I love pizza so much, like every kind of pizza. Just ordering a pizza.
Do you learn by watching or learning? Or sorry, learn by watching or learn by doing?
Ooh, definitely learn by doing. Yeah, get me in there. Let me embody it. Let me get my hands dirty.
As love it. What is your pet peeve?
Oh man, it's embarrassing to admit, but I'm going like this, like chewing loud, like loud chewing or like gum popping. I'm like, oh, what is that? Close your mouth.
Next,
I've gotten so much more patient with it though. So like it's a good practice.
yes. We all have something. We all have something.
It's,
What is the best compliment you ever gotten?
oh my gosh. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is I don't know what I would have done without you. Just in the most genuine way. Like I know when women journey through the process of the comeback, it really is transformational. And when they say it, they just mean it. And it's there's nothing like it.
Oh, sweet. All right, last one. What was your favorite subject in school?
My favorite subject in school was, let's say, art. Does that count?
Yes.
And here's the funny thing. I wasn't very good at art. But I liked being creative. I liked being able to use different textures and different things and
Getting your hands dirty again.
Yeah, getting my hands dirty, right? Exactly.
Sorry, I love the lightning round because I feel like everything just kind of comes back in full circle. So that's why I like to ask the random question.
That's really good. I love it. It's so fun.
And I tell everybody about your podcast.
Yeah. So Jessica was on my podcast. It was an amazing, amazing talk. So go to search Your Divorce Planner just in your search bar on any podcast platform. It's everywhere, Spotify, Apple, everywhere. Just type in Your Divorce Planner and it'll pop up. And, little thing here is it's not just for divorced women. I have so many women. Like I said, at my core, I'm a certified and trauma-informed life coach. So many of the topics that we talk about are applicable to non-divorcees. And there's just so many goodies in there. So thanks for that.
Of course. Heidi, thank you so much for having your time today. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Take care.